Hello. Thanks for having me. I'm probably saying the same thing in a second in Indonesian. So Dana was very kind to write me a text in Indonesian. So now I'll try to read that. Selamat sore. Terima kasih atas kesempatan yang diberikan oleh PPI Belanda sehingga kami dapat menceritakan sedikit dari pengalaman kami dalam Sustainable Urban Development yang sedang kami lakukan untuk Kota Jakarta. Arsitektur dan urban design punya peran yang sangat penting dalam menjadikan sebuah kota manusiawi dan beradab. Kota Jakarta saat ini memiliki banyak masalah, mulai dari banjir, kurangnya fasilitas publik sampai masalah kemiskinan kota. Hari ini saya dan Daliana akan menceritakan perjuangan kami dari sisi arsitektur dan urban design, mulai dari proyek-proyek kampung kreatif, kampung ikan, kampung herbal, kampung stasiun, kampung platform yang kami lakukan untuk DKI Jakarta, sampai upaya menghadirkan perpustakaan kecil yang kami sebut micro-libraries untuk kampung-kampung kota bekerja sama dengan dompet duafa. Saya mohon izin untuk melanjutkan dalam bahasa Inggris. Thanks a lot. Didn't understand much, but I'm trying to improve, so hopefully next time it's going to be better. So I would like to start now with the introduction. If you could please put on the next slide. We aim to design attractive buildings and cities which are socially and environmentally responsible. So this is our mission, this is the mission of our office. And you see here on the right side in the image three of our partners, Daliana, Surya Dinata, Yogi Ferdinand, and myself, when we had the chance to make an installation in the Galeries Nacional in Jakarta in December. And we have a fourth partner, and unfortunately he could not be here. He's in Munich, Tobias Hoffmann. So four of us, we're collaborating quite closely on different projects, also in different countries. So next slide, please. Where do we come from? Just as a background, we studied architecture in our countries of origin, and then Daliana and I, we came to the Netherlands a while ago, 2003, 2004, and did a postgraduate degree at the Belanda Institute, which you see on the upper right. And since then, after our graduation, we were very lucky and very proud also that we were able to really work in very well-known and internationally recognized architecture offices such as OMA, Studio at MBRDV, with hardly whom we still are collaborating on the project as well. Next, please. So, what are we doing? There's a lot of cultural and curatorial work we're busy with. So last year, so what you see on the left, last year at the Pasar Malam here in The Hague, we made a small installation and we showed Indonesian architecture in the corridor, all the bandwidth of Indonesian architecture at the Pasar Malam. Then the middle image is from the Galeries Nacional. And the right one is from Open City, which was curated by Daliana for the International Rotterdam Biennale, where we are able, and also very thankful to show it at the Erasmus House in Jakarta. Next one, please. So, yeah, our scope of work is really a broad scale, and what you see here is not really published project yet. So it's an urban design project, where what you see here is our vision how a central business district can look like. It's also going to be somewhere in Indonesia, and hopefully we can tell you more about it very soon. Next one. But we're also doing smaller projects. This is a private house, which is currently under construction. Of course, this is a computer image, but this is currently under construction in Jakarta. Next one, please. But we also realized something, so especially our partner, Yogi Ferdinand, who worked quite a while for Andra Matin, who's a very well-known architect in Indonesia. He was able to pull a lot of projects off, and he has a very great understanding of Indonesian culture, as well as Italiana, but also the Indonesian market. So next, please. And this house, what you see here, this is what we finished last year in Germany. It's in Bavaria, so it's a house on the hillside with a great view to the river Danube. So, you know, we try to bring all our knowledge and cultural background into our projects. Next one, please. And yeah, again, also coming back a bit to the original topic about sustainability. This is a project we did for the Green Campus company in the TU Delft, and they want to make or improve the TU Delft campus with a lot of projects. And for example, this one is an iconic landmark, which is a windmill power plant combining photovoltaics into a visitor center next to the highway. So there's a lot of interest from our side in public spaces, but also how can we get something environmentally responsible, energy producing, and so on and so forth. And now we want to show you the more relevant urban, or not relevant, but more recent urban projects in Jakarta, and Daliana will start with this presentation. Next one, please.
Terima kasih Florian. Saya lanjutkan dalam bahasa Indonesia. Jadi beberapa waktu yang lalu, tepatnya Oktober-November, sejak ada perkumpulan diaspora network dan lain-lain, sebagai konsultan arsitektur yang sering memberikan lecture dan memberikan acara-acara urban yang berguna buat kota-kota di Indonesia, kita belum dapat akses ke pemerintah waktu itu. Dan kebetulan dengan Indonesian Diaspora Network ini sangat membantu sekali bahwa kami bisa ketemu dengan Pak Jokowi kira-kira 2 minggu setelah dia naik jabatan jadi gubernur Jakarta. Terus waktu itu kan Pak Jokowi memang suka dengan kampung dan ingin dan dia tuh melihat kampung sebagai kampung bila bisa diperbaiki dan bisa tetap di situ dan bisa ditumbuh kembangkan, itu jadi sejenis sustainable urban development versi dia. Jadi itu sesuai sekali sama konsep yang kita bikin. Jadi kebetulan waktu itu ada sebuah riset yang kita lakukan kerjasama dengan TU Delft, Untar, Doe Factory, itu di Rawajati dan ada beberapa tempat yang lain. Tapi ini kita kasih lihat sampel-sampelnya aja. Jadi waktu itu di Rawajati udah ada yang namanya kampung herbal yang penduduk sudah lakukan. Next slide. Tapi belum sampai sebuah visi di mana kita bisa bilang bahwa kampung itu seharusnya jadi urban oasis atau jadi suatu tempat di mana kota itu bisa bangga bahwa ada kampung yang ideal di situ. Jadi kita ingin memvisikan itu supaya kampung Rawajati yang ada saat ini. Next please. Di situ tempatnya. Jadi waktu itu kita sempat survei 1 RT sama RW-nya. Next. Saat ini kondisinya udah lumayan, maksudnya ini sebelum banjir. Ini waktu itu surveinya 2011. Terus habis banjir ya, nggak seperti ini. Tapi sebelum banjir seperti ini. Itu penduduknya memang sudah dengan rajin sekali menanam tanaman-tanaman. Jadi mereka juga udah jualan tanaman. Terus di depan, oh ada, makasih. Ya, thanks. Ya, mereka sudah aktif melakukan itu, tapi belum semuanya. Dan bisa diklik di itunya nggak? Soalnya ini movie. Ini movie. Oh gitu, ya, thank you. Jadi bisa tolong. Oke, jadi kondisi seperti saat ini, jadi sudah ada penghijauan yang terjadi oleh penduduk, tapi kita mau memberikan input bahwa penghijauan bisa lebih lagi. Jadi di tempat-tempat yang kosong bisa jadi ada planting. Kali itu mereka agak sulit dan mereka tidak mau pindah dan lain-lain. Mungkin Anda baca sendiri di koran. Jadi ini kondisi saat ini tidak bisa dibiarkan seperti ini juga karena DKI kan mau mengeruk kali. Pengerukan kali itu perlu supaya ya nanti itu bagian Edwin ya lecture berikutnya. Tapi bangunan-bangunan ini tidak bisa dibiarkan di sini. Penduduknya bisa dibiarkan, tapi kita bisa bangunkan suatu arsitektur bangunan yang lebih compact, lebih dense, lebih padat dan lebih bagus dari ini. Jadi ini situasi existing. Jadi penduduk kita mau tetap biarkan di situ, malah kalau bangunan ini jadi kapasitasnya malah bertambah. Jadi mau siapa yang mau tinggal di situ bisa sebagai rumah susun. Tapi rumah susunnya nggak mau yang tinggal sekarang yang ada di Jakarta, ya nggak ada yang mau tinggal di situ ya kalau nggak bisa. Tapi kita mau buat suatu kualitas ruang yang baik. Jadi di tengah-tengahnya tuh di dalamnya ada void. Jadi ini satu bangunan lingkaran, tengahnya ada voidnya. Pokoknya maunya kayak tempat yang layak buat hidup dan menarik juga gitu. Kalau bisa lebih bagus daripada apartemen kelas menengah ke atas. Terus ada lagi yang namanya kampung stasiun. Ini kita propose di Duri. Jadi kampungnya tuh jadi satu gitu loh sama stasiun. Jadi ya bukan kampung lah, tapi rumah susun. Tapi kalau dibilang rumah susun kan nanti konotasinya ke pemukiman tempat tinggal susun yang ada sekarang. Kita maunya bikin yang agak berbeda gitu. Jadi sesuatu yang tetap dinamis. Orang bisa tinggal di atas stasiun, tapi tetap bisa melakukan pekerjaannya di situ. Ini lokasinya di Kampung Duri. Ini tempat parah sekali loh. Jadi kalau nggak ada yang dilakukan itu kasihan sekali karena mereka mandiin bayi di tengah-tengah rel. Mereka memang tinggal di pinggir rel, jadi begitu ada kereta, begitu tanahnya bergetar, mereka pindah gitu loh. Mereka minggir, terus mereka tahu ada kereta mau datang. Terus kalau keretanya udah datang ya mereka jualan, masuk ke dalam kereta, keluar lagi. Makanya mereka tinggal di situ. Nah kami mau, pokoknya semua proposal kami intinya penduduk tetap di situ, tapi dengan cara yang berbeda. Kalau ini saat ini, ya apa yang ada sekarang bahaya gitu. Itu kan bahaya sekali, anak-anak penduduk bisa kena lindas kereta api. Tapi kalau misalnya kita buat suatu platform di atasnya, penduduk tetap bisa tinggal di daerah stasiun itu, di atasnya stasiun, dan tetap bisa kerja. Jadi bisa tetap berjualan di situ. Tapi jangan sampai penduduk kembali lagi ke tempat semula. Jadi kira-kira seperti ini. Ini rumah tempat tinggalnya, huniannya, dan stasiunnya tetap ada di sini. Itu beberapa cuplikan dari kampung yang kita kerjakan. Selain itu ada juga proposal micro library yang Florian akan jelaskan.
Okay. The micro libraries project is initiated by Donald Lava, and actually the idea is, again, in kampung situations, to make small insertions, small buildings which house these micro libraries where people can go and read or a book getting easy access to knowledge, but also to media, watching a movie or listening to music or the internet. So what we're currently doing is developing prototypes for how this can look like and how this can be inserted. So we made a small study, also an urban study, where, just a laser? In a specific area where such a micro-library could be inserted. And of course, if you look at this more or less informal structure, then there are some paths which are wider, some paths which are lesser wide, and of course, we're looking for free spots at these paths where a lot of people can pass by to place one of these micro-libraries. So if you look a bit closer at these structures, the structure of the urban layout of these very dense and low-rise buildings, so we identified sort of corner situations or pockets which are open. And with that we can develop sort of two types of approach. One is the wall, which itself houses the micro-library, and you go through basically, and you have a very more quiet or private space behind a public space, which is also something we are very interested in, that these outdoor spaces or the spaces which are enclosed can be used, or more of a meeting point in the middle where the people can stream in. And this is one prototype for this L-shaped corner situation. So what you see here, you can pass through the library functions as a gate, and forms this plaza where people then can not only get access to knowledge, but also are able to meet and interact and exchange ideas. And the idea, because this will be very cheap structures, but nonetheless everybody we know about the climatic conditions. So what we try to do always is, even if this is a cheap structure and a very lightweight structure, how can we interact a bit with the climate? So we call this prototype the shelf, because in a way it has the light shelf and the bookshelf. The light shelf in a way is similar to the bookshelf at grid, where light goes in but gets reflected, redirected inside, but not direct light. At the same time, air can flow through, and on the other side the books are stored. So in a way, this whole thing becomes a mixture, a device of actually the basic idea of a library of knowledge storage, which is in a way walkable. The other one, another prototype we were thinking of, what you see here, again, I mean, we know flooding is an issue, something which is really thinking about a book storage device and how you can make this space accessible. So what you see is a floating volume where all the books are stored up ahead, and then when water comes, the books are protected. So the idea comes from the vending machine. Okay, we know that the vending machine is a Japanese vending machine. It's not so much of a native idea within Indonesia because of all the street vendors. But basically the idea of the vending machine is the easy access. You go, you throw a coin in, and then pull a drawer out. And you could do the same in a larger scale with books upside down, and then you pull them from a storage device down. So that means in the evenings and during flood situations, all these books are safe. And in a way, it also has the most minimal footprint, so you can really try to insert something like this in a very, very narrow location. So the aim is to make 100 micro-libraries for Indonesian kampung locations. And of course, I mean, this is not exclusively done by us, so we now trying to get the first prototype built soon. And then it's like an open project, like almost open source, that other people, other architects are also, trying to develop one of these micro-libraries. So it could be also something very interesting for stimulating young architects in Indonesia to make a proposal for that. And with that, I'm coming to the end of the presentation. I don't know if you want to say something more. So, yeah. Thank you very much, and it was great to be here.